Hello and welcome to another video. Well, as you may see, this video is a different one from what I normally make. We are, Sarah and I, the missus, are in Greece on a Flotilla holiday with Neilson, a company called Neilson. And we've got a 37-foot yacht for the week. And this is our last day. We've had a nice holiday. I don't normally vlog on holidays. But I thought this would be interesting, and I put a poll on my Instagram and on the YouTube, and apparently a few of you want to see what we get up to this week, so here it is.
I'm Jamie. I've never been a 9 till 5 guy, and seeking out new experiences has always called to me. Whether it's micro or something a bit bigger, join me on my next adventure.
Yeah.
Before I carry on, I'll do a brief voiceover and what we've been up to for the last few days.
We flew from London Gatwick to Preveza Airport, where the Neilson staff met us. We then took a transfer coach to Preveza to Vunaki, the marina base, which took about 30 minutes. After a long day of travel, we got our luggage and we were shown to our boat. It was a pretty late night, and we then had to be up for the 8 AM paperwork and skipper briefing with the lead crew. This gave us the plan for the day, where we're heading, how long it would take, and what the facilities were when we got there. We then left Vunaki, stopped for a swim at Abeliki Bay, and then ended up in Karnios, where the lead crew were waiting on the pontoon to take our lines. We then left Karnios and headed towards Kastos, which was a beautiful island. From Kastos, we then went to Civita, briefly stopping on an island named Pig Island, as there were pigs on the beach, but it was quite busy, so we didn't stay there too long. We left Pig Island and had one of the best sails of the week, ending up in Civita. Civita was great. Slightly busier town with lots of shops, meaning we could restock the boat. The next day we left Civita and headed straight to Chione, as it was an earlier call-in time due to being a very popular destination. We could see why when we got there, as it was beautiful.
Hello.
You made it.
Permission to come aboard?
Permission granted.
The boats were moored with long lines, so we could swim off the back. But it also meant that we needed to use our dinghy to get ashore. Even though every place we visited was amazing, Chione was probably our favourite spot.
So as I said, this is sort of a day in the life of being on a flotilla in the Southern Ionian in Greece. We've just left Chione, which was a beautiful little, harbour. They're all beautiful, by the way. And we're heading north, around some islands, and tonight we're going to a place called Abeliki, which is on the island of Meganissi. The wind, if you're a hardcore sailor, the wind isn't a lot. So at the moment on my instruments, we've got like 6 knots of wind. It's currently 20 past 11 in the morning, and we're going about 2.5 knots. Not very fast whatsoever. But it's not that kind of place really, so it's nice to turn the engine off, it's nice to have some peace and quiet, and all we're doing is just relaxing, having a nice cup of tea on board. We're staying out the sun a little bit today because it's about 37 degrees Celsius, so it's warm, so we're under a bimini on the boat, but it's quite hot downstairs as well, so we're just hanging up out here. I think Sarah's downstairs putting the kettle on, hopefully in a minute. She's a very, very good crew member, which is good. And what else to say? We're heading down and join us for a day in the life on a flotilla holiday in the Southern Ionian in Greece. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I thought I should say as well, for the uninitiated, what a flotilla holiday actually is. I think I didn't mention that. So a flotilla holiday is basically a group of yachts, and there's one other yacht which is staffed by the company. So they have a lead skipper, a lead engineer, and a lead hostess that shows you all the best places to go. The engineer keeps the boat running if you have any problems, and the skipper sort of helps people park boats if they don't know, if they struggle how to do that sort of thing. So it's a really, really great holiday for people that are into an introduction to yachting, basically. I've done this even though it's our first flotilla holiday, if you've been a follower on YouTube, you've seen that I've been a yacht skipper for most of my life, to be honest, so I know what I'm doing. But it's one of those holidays that's really chilled, and we chose a flotilla holiday rather than just renting a yacht and figuring out yourself, because the skippers and the locals, they know where the best places are. And it's really, really just lovely to hang out, and very social as well. We've made loads of nice friends and all that sort of thing. But one thing with a flotilla and renting yachts in general, you need a qualification. So it's a bit like renting a car. You need a car license. So renting a yacht, you need something called a International Certificate of Competence, an ICC, and that allows you to skipper yachts in Europe, basically. But if you have any questions about that, let me know in the comments, and I can give you all the answers to that. But also what this company does, Neilson, I think other companies do, but this company does, is you can actually stay on a yacht for a week, learning how to, sail the yacht with an instructor, and then you can go out for another week if you want, by yourself, in the flotilla with other people. So yeah, that's an option for people as well. Anyway, I'll stop rambling. I'm going to have a drink of my coffee. As we're not going very fast, and we've got about 12 nautical miles to go today, we might have to put our engine on at some point. I think actually we're the only people sailing at the moment because there's not much wind. But the Ionian Islands tend to be not much wind in the morning, and then a sea breeze comes in about 1-2 o'clock. So there's sometimes a bit of sailing in the afternoon. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'll have a bit of coffee, and we'll see you in a minute.
We ended up turning our engine on, furling our head sail, and sat back and relaxed, ready for a nice swim at our next destination.
So we've just come to a place called Nidri, and Nidri was actually a place that I worked for about a month when I was 18. So I just wanted to come and see if I could recognise it. I don't recognise it really yet, but we shall see. And the plan is we're going to try and find somewhere to anchor, hopefully around here, but we've still got about 4 or 5 miles to go till our destination later this afternoon. So we might, kettle's boiled, we might just sort of turn around and either have lunch on the go or or park here. We don't know yet, I don't know yet. Let's go and have a little look around.
Elastic's a bit dodgy on my bikini.
The elastic?
The elastic. So they might fall off. Oh yeah.
So obviously we've anchored up and we're just having a swim just outside a town called Nidri. And what else to say really? It's epic. Water's cold when you get in, but lovely and warm once you're in.
But not even that bad.
Yeah, not that bad at all actually. There's a bit of, not current, but a bit of wind in here, so we're not going to swim too far away from the boat. You can sort of see other boats around anchored up. And we're just having a quick temperature sort of check on the bodies because it's so hot, so it's good to sort of get in and get your temperature down on your body, if that makes sense. And then have a quick lunch and then head back, aren't we?
Yeah.
But let's wet the old hair. That's better. So wet everything, cool off, all good. All good?
Amazing.
So while we're at anchor, and we're having lunch in a minute, but I thought I'd give you a little boat tour. So this is a 37-foot, what make is it? Do 4?
Yeah.
Do 4 37, and obviously you can see outside there's 2 wheels there and a little table there and a bimini up here, and you can sort of, we've got the a dinghy on the front there because we've been using the dinghy for the last few days, and it's easier to keep on the front. In fact, it's easier to tow it, but the guy said not to tow it just because it might flip, so we put it on the front. And obviously boom and mast and all that sort of stuff, you know, if you're into sailing you know that sort of thing. But let's go downstairs and let you see what downstairs looks like. There you go, down. You okay?
Yeah. We've just run out of gas.
Oh, that's a shame.
Well, lunch is just ready, so that was,
Good.
yeah, lucky in a way.
So this is the inside cabin downstairs, the saloon, and we have a kitchen and cooker on this side.
Called a galley.
Called a galley, of course. I'm trying to sort of do layman's terms as well, because there's loads and loads of like boating words that, you know, unless you know about boats, you won't understand. Cooker there. Sarah's alarm's going off. That must be for the eggs. Here we have a fridge, which is almost like more like a cool box, and you can only have the fridge on when the engine's on, so you've got to turn it off, otherwise it drains your batteries. We've got like a navigation sort of chart table here, and here we have the radio, VHF radio. That's sort of like a stereo, but that's a VHF radio. And here is where you like turn, in fact let me turn you around. Here is where you like turn on the cabin lights and the saloon lights and like the pumps and various things like that. Although they only have one USB charger, and we're struggling with power on this boat, which is a big negative actually. So don't know what's going on there. So yeah, so that's the saloon. To be honest, we haven't even sat here, have we?
No.
Because it's been so hot that we've just been eating outside every day and morning and yeah, all the time. So just down here for cooking basically. But it sounds like we've run out of gas, which is annoying. So I don't know what we're going to do about that, because we've still got a day to go, haven't we?
Yeah, just have to wait till we're with the lead boat again.
Yeah, they might have a spare gas canister, fingers crossed. Anyway, so let's go in to our cabin. So this is our cabin here. The dinghy is over the top there. That's the hatch, but that's why it's a bit dark. In fact, I could probably turn a light on. There we go. Yeah, it's just a sort of normal little cabin, which is good. Good size. And included a fan up there, which is good. And I actually brought another couple of fans from our camper van, because it gets blimmin' warm in here, so you've got to have basically everything open. It's 37 degrees here at the moment and not a lot of wind. So that's our cabin. It's a 2-cabin boat, and in this cabin is where we keep all our bags basically. But obviously if you were with another couple, they could go in here. You could sort of put your legs underneath there if you like, and it's quite you know, far back, which is not too bad. But we've just been using it for basically storage of all our stuff, because we've got a few, you know, bags, and obviously we've got a bit of tech with us. We've had done a bit of remote working actually, which has been quite nice yesterday, which is very good. Used Starlink, which worked very well. So, and then in here is the bathroom, or the heads, if you want to talk boaty words. So let me show you around the heads. So here we go, is the sink, and that's the toilet there. But actually toilets are different on boats. You've actually got to turn this here and pump like that. and then that flushes the toilet, and then you've got to put it back that way and remove all the water. And that's how you use a toilet. And then all the toilet stuff goes in a holding tank. So you're only allowed to use the toilet, or rephrase that, trying to get my words right. Nothing is allowed down the toilet unless you've eaten it or it's come out of you. So no paper towels, no toilet roll, no baby wipes, nothing like that, because the pipes are so small that they can get blocked quite easily. So you've got to put stuff like that in a bin. And then in here, actually on this boat, which is actually quite nice, it's actually quite a big shower cubicle. I mean, it's not like, you know, hotel quality, but it's a good old shower for getting the salt off at the end of a day or after a swim. Of course, it's getting warm in here. God, I've got to go outside in a minute. So, is that everything? I think so.
Yeah, that's it.
The engine is under there. So, and when you do skipper training, you sort of get taught how to sort of do engine checks. Not sort of, nothing too crazy, just oil and water and things like that, and belts. So that's it. And it's perfect for 2.
Yeah.
You could have 4, but actually they say that this sleeps 6.
Yeah, which would be...
Which people, you can actually put this table down and have... But if you had 6 people on this boat, I think you'd have to be very, very, very friendly with them. Because it'll be a bit... I think for 2, for this is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
4, you'd be cosy.
Yeah.
6, I think you'd probably be arguing by day 6.
Or like parents and kids would be fine on
Yeah,
this.
parents and kids, yeah. So that was the quick tour of the boat. In fact, I'm going to go upstairs because I'm absolutely boiling. And looks like lunch is nearly ready. So let's have lunch and we'll get going to our next destination.
We left our anchorage in Nidri and headed past a few islands to our next destination, which was Abeliki, where the lead crew were waiting to catch our lines.
Okay, get ready for a big blast forward, big blast now. Throw the line and you put it there.
It's such a great help knowing that the crew are there waiting for you when you arrive. This is great for all abilities, especially those new to sailing, and for those that are more experienced, it's a nice helping hand and peace of mind, so you can really relax. For each boat, they pulled the anchor out too, which was a great help. As with parking so many boats close together, it's a real help for someone to take care of laying the anchor. Once all the boats were in, you were given a few hours to yourselves, which meant you could tidy the boat, have a swim in the sea, and have a shower in the local facilities. Then we left the boat onto the typical Greek-style pontoon. Looked around the restaurant and had a nice cold drink at the bar, which went down extremely well.
Right, just had a nice swim. It was gorgeous. Jumped off the bow. Didn't record it. I forgot. I was going to record it and I completely forgot. But we're next to our neighbours that we made friends with, which is nice. And we're waiting for about 7:30, and then we're going to go up for dinner up at the taverna. Life is good, but could have a quick shower first just to get the salt water off. And luckily our boat has a nice shower on, so it's quite nice actually. So we're going to do that and yeah, go out for dinner.
On this evening, it was a group dinner with the rest of the flotilla. We then sat with our new friends for some evening drinks before heading back to the boat.
Well, good morning everybody. It is now the next day. I was going to end my day in the life on the flotilla last night, but we had one too many rum and cokes or mythos or both, and I didn't want to be slurring on YouTube, so here we are the next morning. But I think that'll do. That's the day in the life. We've actually got one more day left, but we're going from here. Once everyone wakes up and sorts themselves out a little bit, we're going to go from here, we're going to go around the corner and anchor for lunch and just have a swim or something like that. And then we've got to go back to Vunaki, which is where the boats live, where the holiday started and where it ends. So yeah, it's been an absolute cracking holiday. What can I say about it? Top tips. I mean, of course, if you have any questions about this sort of thing, leave it in the comments and I'll do my best to get back to you with the right answer if I can. It's one of those holidays that I can highly recommend. Like, even if you want to have a go, this is like the perfect level of being with a company that you can learn to sail yachts, and there's no tides around here, the weather's good, especially on these flotillas. The lead crew, they help you park, so if you're a bit nervous or a nervous sailor or yachtsman, this is perfect, absolutely perfect. But even if you're more experienced, I do this quite a lot for the last 20 years, but for me it's like a holiday from being in charge almost. So it's really nice to have the lead boat, help you out, or just show you the nice spots and show you the nice tavernas to go to and things like that. It's been absolutely bliss. And by the way, I don't know if all flotillas are like this, but our lead skipper has been incredible. The first mate for helping the skipper and organising tavernas and stuff, she's been amazing. And the engineer, God, he is really on the case. So Neilson, if you're watching, then bravo. This guy, this lead crew have been absolutely outstanding. And yeah, we're going to fill our feedback form in with 10 out of 10 for these guys. Been very impressed, in fact. So what else to say? If you've watched this far, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I know it's a little bit different to hiking and van life videos that I normally do, but the truth is I'm starting to do more sailing, so I might add a bit of sailing into the mix on this channel. Yeah, as I said before, if you've got any questions, let me know. I'll do my best to help out and give you some answers. As always, all the YouTube stuff, like and subscribe, I really do appreciate it. I don't like saying that, but it really does help the channel. Lots of adventure videos coming soon, so please do follow the channel. I'd really do appreciate it. And I think that'll do for today. I think maybe I'll film a little bit going for a swim or sailing back, but I'm going to love you and leave you. We've got our morning briefing in the taverna just up there at 9:30, and it's currently 9 o'clock. As I've said before, the morning briefings tell you where to go and all that sort of stuff. So it's a really fun way to sort of wake up and figure out what your daily plan is. Anyway, I'm rambling now. I'll see you in the next adventure.
We got our boat ready for the day and then left Abeliki, heading towards our final destination.
Okay.
We're ready to go now?
Yeah, we're starting.
Sarah, okay.
Taking our big good.
I'll leave you with some final shots of the trip.
I never knew it could be so easy. I never thought it could be so true. But every time I close my eyes, I feel a peace in me rise. I never knew love could be so healing. I never thought I could learn to feel. But when we're standing side by side, oh, there's no darkness left to hide. And ooh, I know that I'm falling so fast for you, right into your arms. And I just wanna